Looks like the first resolution that we're going to have is 2024-0502. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Palmer. Any discussion?
The only information that I've got is that likely with some work, we're going to be able to raise the weight limit of the bridge to at least 18 tons, at least. And I'm not real sure what the fire department's trucks weigh. It's still my feeling, and it's just my feeling, that they're going to buy fuel, whether they buy it somewhere at the pump or they're going to buy it to put in the tank. I don't mind buying them the tank, but buying them the fuel might be a little bit overboard, but that's your all's decision.
Any other discussion?
So I guess we need to make an amendment to state which one.
You all. That's you all.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that amendment to include the purchase of the fuel tank.
It's
Okay, there's been an amendment to purchase the fuel tank.
Well, to add to the end, approval of a one-time donation of $6,500 to be granted to the Goshen Valley Fire Department for the purchase of the fuel tank.
Oh, okay, and the resolution title?
Yes.
Okay, that's the amendment. Is there a second to the amendment? Second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion on the amendment?
Probably need to discuss the amount, right? They don't even,
We'll just amend the title of the resolution. Is that correct?
For a one-time donation for the purchase of a fuel tank.
That was your motion to amend from just the title.
Yeah, it's in the last
Right,
paragraph.
it's in the paragraph, but I said, I didn't put
So,
what it was for.
the $1,500 was a purchase, a one-time purchase of the fuel tank. Are you saying you want to pull that out?
Yeah, it's just amended the title. That's what I second.
Hold on, can you clarify, Mr. Palmer?
Well, Mark said either fuel or the fuel tank for $6,500.
Could I ask if I was going to use the lights?
My amendment, I wanted instead to say approval of a one-time donation of $5,000 to be granted to the Goshen Valley Fire Department for the purchase of the fuel tank, striking out the $1,500 for the fuel.
Okay.
Yes.
So I misunderstood your amendment. Okay, so the amendment then would be striking out the $1,500 for the fuel and only purchasing the tank for $5,000. So Mr. Gibson says he doesn't want to second that amendment. Is there a second to that amendment? Seeing none, it'll die for lack of a second. So it puts us back on the original motion. Any other discussion?
I just have one quick point to make. When this was originally brought up in front of the public safety budget previously, it was mentioned by Goshen Valley that the reason for the request for the fuel was that kind of the way they positioned it was the same way as if you had to pay your yearly fuel costs today. You know, it might be it's harder for them to come up with the full amount versus paying to refuel a truck each time you need to fill it up. So this is just because we're putting a tank in, it's the one-time allocation, so it puts goes in, gets full, so we're able to start using it while we're looking for an option for range.
Any other discussion?
I don't know anything we need to do this.
Okay.
We're gonna buy a tank for one fire department, we need to buy it for all.
But the only reason we're buying a tank is because they can't cross the bridge.
With the current weight limit of 10,000, it's getting ready to be raised to 18 tons.
But not yet.
It'll be a while before it's 18 tons.
I think we need to deal with the facts we have in front of us right now and deal with the fuel in the tank. That's my opinion and advice to the committee.
Okay, any other discussion on the resolution? Miss Sarah, will you call the roll, please?
Danny Alves,
No.
John Gibson,
Yes.
Robbie Palmer,
Yes.
Joshua Gillum,
Yes.
Tom Kern,
Yes.
Jason Roach,
Yes.
5 yes.
2024-05-02, introduced by Commissioner Gibson.
The Honorable Mark Floyd, Chairman and President, members of the Ox County Board of Commissioners, regular session, met this 20th day of May 2024. Resolution reference approval of a one-time donation of $6,500 to be granted to the Goshen Valley Fire Department. Whereas identified issues have arisen with the Goshen Valley Bridge, which currently maintains a posted weight limit of 10,000 pounds. Whereas the vehicles utilized by the Goshen Valley Fire Department may weigh as much as 25 tons. Whereas discontinuing the use of the bridge by Goshen Valley Volunteer Fire Department will inevitably impact the community it directly serves. Whereas the anticipated rise in travel expenses, particularly fuel costs, pose significant financial strain on the Goshen Valley Volunteer Fire Department. Whereas the Goshen Valley Volunteer Fire Department has formally requested assistance in procuring a fuel tanker and covering associated fuel costs to mitigate travel's requirement for refueling. Therefore, be it resolved that a one-time donation in the amount of $5,000 for the installation of a fuel tank and additional $15,000 allocated for fuel, totaling $6,500, be granted to the Goshen Valley Fire Department. This funding is intended to facilitate the acquisition, installation, and initial filling of an in-ground fuel tanker, thereby aiding in addressing the identified logistical challenge which shown us on there.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Gibson, second Commissioner Palmer. Is there any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we read through that resolution and we were concerned, how long is that funding, supposed to last them? It seems like it wouldn't be.
It's a one-time donation.
Okay, are we expecting we might donate, again in the future?
I wouldn't think so. It's not an expectation. I mean, anything's a possibility, but it's not an expectation.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Yes, sir.
Another thing to consider too is if the bridge, the weight limit for the bridge ends up increasing to 18,000 pounds, they should be able to drop the trucks over that. We don't know how long it's going to take for that to happen. So if it stays at 10 tons, they'll have to go around. If it goes to 18,000, they can cross it, therefore they may not even need that much fuel.
Actually, it'll go to 36,000.
18 tons, 36,000
18
pounds, yes. So with that said, it could be a temporary thing.
Yep.
I don't know how quickly they use fuel, but, you know, I wouldn't anticipate anything further, but you never know. Any other questions, discussion? Okay, let's go ahead and vote, please.
Eleven yes, 1 no, 2 absent.
Resolution passed.